What the hell are you doing? Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Loot. Now, I don't usually make videos like this, but these new patch notes, they're something alright. So much something that they really compelled me to break out the old microphone again. Now, if you haven't been following the newest Helldivers 2 news, it's going through a bit of a rough patch. What with the recent charity disaster that ended with a well-meaning individual being doxxed, or more recently and relevant to today's topic, an unprompted Reddit AMA in which the chief creative officer at Arrowhead basically admitted what we all knew all along. That being that the developers don't really care about what the community wants and only really focus on the new paid content. $40 game, by the way. But I'm not here to talk about that today, no. Though it sure as hell didn't help. What I'm here to talk about today are these terrible patch notes that Arrowhead just put out. Now look, I think I have a much higher tolerance for Arrowhead's bullshit than most people. I'm not a glazed diver by any means, I was just never really vocal about my complaints. I stuck around through the server meltdowns at launch, didn't really care about the PlayStation account fiasco, and suffered through the endless cycle of weapon nerfs. I've dealt with the bugs, I've dealt with the crashes, hell, I even bought a brand new PC with Helldivers being the main motivator behind it. My old PC just couldn't handle it. And while yes, my tolerance of this game mostly comes from the fact that I almost always play with friends, I genuinely do love this game. Point being, these patch notes broke something in me. It wasn't the AMA, it wasn't the EXO Experts War Bond, it was this. Are you kidding me? Why would you do this? Do you have any idea how much equipment this invalidates? Sure, you can just aim better and shoot at their weak spots, but unlike with bots, you can't exactly just sit there and line up the perfect shot. You need things that can thin out the horde fast, and some of my favorite stratagems to use on the bug front are now suffering because of it. Off the top of my head, we have the machine gun sentry, the Gatling sentry, the Gatling arm of the Patriot exosuit, the maxi gun, the guard dog backpack. I could go on. I genuinely cannot wrap my head around what they were thinking with this. Man, they weren't even that good of stratagems. They weren't meta. But hey, don't worry, they made them more susceptible to explosives to compensate. Amazing, great, bravo, as if explosives weren't already meta enough on the bug front. I guess I'm back to using their crossbow for the umpteenth time. Listen man, I want to have fun, I want to try different strategies, I really do. But I can only win the same missions with the same meta loadout so many times before I want to try something new. But Jesus Christ, it seems that things that weren't even that good to begin with are getting nerfed, and I cannot for the life of me understand why. But hey, at least they inform us, right? They tell us exactly how they're going to screw us over before they do it. Nope, a lot of these changes, they just aren't listed. And those that are, they don't even have numbers a lot of the time. Like, I'm not even kidding, look at these patch notes. Increased durable damage. Brother, by how much? Give us a percentage, a number, anything. Why do you have to be so vague about it? I mean, you know the number already, you typed it in. How hard is it just to type it out a second time? Why force a data miner to go back and look manually just so the community can know how much you changed? Oh, and while we're on the topic of durable damage changes, what the hell are these? You buffed the mechs, but buffed every enemy's damage against armor to pair? Then what was the bloody point then? Oh, but it gets better though. Mechs got buffed, sure. It's an insulting token buff, but I admit, after testing them out, they do last a bit longer on the bug front. So I guess if you want to look at it this way, the bugs versus mech interactions are in a place where Arrowhead wants them to be right now. I mean, ignore the fact that some automatons also got this armor damage buff for some reason, but sure. And let's pretend that had those enemy buffs not been implemented, maybe the mechs would have been too overpowered. Sure. But Arrowhead, quick question. What about everything else? Sentries got a nerf. The FRV got a nerf. The tank got a nerf. Jesus Christ, did you forget these things exist? We don't just have mechs. The sentries and tank weren't even that good to begin with, man. And that's not to say anything about the FRB. Genuinely, what are you doing? And I didn't even mention the new red Bio Titan. The number one thing the community always hates is ragdolling. They can't stand it. It's unfun, it's frustrating, enemies that have it are universally hated. So why did you add a new enemy whose whole shtick is just ragdolling? The hitboxes don't even look that good, it hits you from so far away and just keeps you stun locked. What are we doing here, Arrowhead? I think I speak for a lot of the community here when I say, We want to have fun with your game, Arrowhead. We want to love it, and we want to have a blast with our friends. So why do you keep fighting us every step of the damn way? It genuinely feels like Arrowhead hates us, man. Like it's genuinely such a strong case of antagonistic Dungeon Master Syndrome. And look, man, I get it. You wanted to create a Burrow Mill sim with the player characters dying at the slightest mistake. You wanted it to be realistic, and you wanted to show off just how out of our depth those soldiers were against the alien threat, okay? This I understand. But your game blew up, and you ended up with a community that's closer to Deep Rock Galactic, and people whose favorite moments were feeling like the Doomslayer. And there's a part of me that understands. The community is the complete opposite of the small, hardcore player base that you were hoping to attract with this game. Now, if you still wanted Helldivers to be this mill sim game, it would be one thing if you denounced the player base and said that Helldivers will go in an all-in, brutally realistic aspect. Even if it means alienating most players. It would be suicide for the game, sure, but at least it would be respectable. It would be you admitting that you're sticking to your original vision of the game, you will be uncompromising, and only the players that align with your vision can stick around. But it would be a hell of a lot better than what you're doing right now. Never fully admitting that you're going for your realistic mill sim vision. All the meanwhile, you continuously nerf players, you buff the enemies, and you make the general experience feel like shit to a player base that bought into the game and was accustomed to the gameplay loop of a horde shooter with brief moments of power fantasy. And none of this would be half as bad if you didn't constantly say that you're listening to us, that you're writing down feedback, that you promise to do better, and that you're sorry for how things turned out. Jesus, man, pick a struggle already, but don't try to play both. These patch notes broke me. I'm probably gonna uninstall the game. I might install it if things get better, but at this point, I don't know if I have much hope. I know this video is a lot different to what I usually upload, but I just had to get this off my chest before I blew up. If you've made it all the way here, why not check out some of my other stuff? It's nothing like this, but hey, maybe you'll find it entertaining. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.